Hey there, welcome back. We're going to start working on our start walk animation. Okay, what we're going to do is create a new sequencer and we're going to duplicate our character. Move her over. Actually, usually what I like to do before layers got involved is to bring my new character in here. That way I can just have both of them. We're going to add our animation. Walk start forward base. Here we are. And I wish I wasn't animating that at 30 frames per second. Because I like to animate at 24 frames per second for this project, and oh boy. So let's leave that at 30 because that's just what it is. I'm gonna come here. Let's see. We're gonna just get rid of those changes. We are gonna add in a new sequencer. That way I'm not screwing up this other one. But first thing I want to do is grab this pose here. So I want to come to our control rig, grab this pose, go to poses, create a pose, walk starts, create asset. Then the next thing I want to do, let's come back over here and let's grab our idle pose. So I'm actually going to bring this other character back in, bring in our base idle. There it is. I just want this pose right there. So I'm just going to go to one frame. Yeah, I'm going to bake this down to our control rig. I think that'll be okay. There's this, actually, let's see here if I can add a track here. Idle base. There that is. I come out here to this frame over here. Going to mute this layer, our control rig layer. Then let's see what happens if I bake to control rig and I don't reset the controls. Okay. That's interesting. Not quite what I was expecting. I just did it on that frame. I should know better. Let's do it over here. Let's mute this again. I think there's a way to activate this. Yeah, there we go. Activate that. Animation. Right click here, bake to a rig, and we won't reset the controls. Try again. Oh, so there's like nothing out there. That's weird. Oh, it's muted. There we are. Okay, that's better. Think. Anyway, either way, we've got our character. Let's see here. What are these controls set at? No stretch, no stretch. I didn't do anything that I wanted. Worth a shot, I think. Anyway, let's get this out of here. Let's go ahead and start setting this stuff the way I want it before I save it off. Gonna come here. Oh, that's weird. Just not seeing the controls here, the attributes, because I screw up everything doing this. Guess that's okay. Either way, let's bake this one down. This other, whoops, selected the wrong one. Let's cancel this. Bake. Sure, let's go ahead and reset the controls. Okay, and there are all the attributes on that one. It must have something to do with the layers and how I blew them away. It just destroyed them. Okay, so let's get this going the way I want. So yeah, let's leave that one. I don't trust that other one now. Okay. So that should be good. Grab all those. Go to my poses. We're going to create a new pose. Call this funnel pose. And then create. Then we're going to undo the changes in our sequencer. It'll be this one. Okay. So yeah, we got that back. Let's create a new sequencer file. Characters, heroes, girl, anim files. Locomotion. Walk. Start. And I guess I don't need this second one anymore, so I'll delete her out of there. Grab this one. Bring her over. Delete and delete those. I don't think I'll need them. Actually, I did need that animation one. Walk start. Then set this to 24. There we are. So now we should have everything that we need. I'm gonna hide this stuff here. One thing that I didn't do was come to that animation and turn on root motion. So I need this character translating. There we are. So let's bring her back in. Animation. Walk starts. Cool. That's better. Now she's moving forward. So now let's add a control rig. As soon as I figure out where. Oh, is it here? Oh yeah, here. Control rig. I want a layered control rig. Oh, might be something wrong. Might be. Let's not worry about that. There's something there. I don't really use the layer control rig. That's too bad though. Let's try that one. That one doesn't work either. So yes, I would say something. Oh, that's weird. So that one worked. Let's see if this one worked. And it didn't just update or something. Huh. That's weird. Like going past frame 0 like sets it. Okay, that's good. All right, what we're gonna do is get our idle pose. Let's see here. We're gonna take that. We're gonna select our controls. We're gonna key and paste on 0. Excuse me. Surprise cough. We're gonna paste that on 0. Looks fabulous. So let's delete that. Turn that off. Turn it on. Weird, just weird. Just bizarre. Paste that. Then we're going to come to this last pose. Select controls and paste that. And that is also messed up. Interesting. So let's delete that. Bake it down to an actual control rig. I don't think I want that anymore. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add an additive. Set a key. Select our controls and key that. Then on this last frame, go to our walk start, select our controls. Key that one. And this should be get this number right here. Oh, this should just be 0 here. Here we are. Okay, so what I wanted to do there, let me explain myself, is just to get the proper idle pose and the proper walk pose onto the animation. That way, I can be confident that I'm pose matching properly. That is funny on that foot. Whoops. It's weird. Let's take this. If I could select it. There we are. And what I don't want to do is move it. So let's just select our translation, set it back to 0. And that did nothing. Is it scaling? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's rotation. Well, I guess let's just try getting rid of that too. Oh, something's going on there. It's a little weird. Don't think her foot is that long. Yeah, I'm pretty sure something's busted there. It is probably this down here now. So let's check here. Make sure that this is 0. That should fix it, I think. Okay, good. All right, next thing I want to do is get this root motion. Just turn this root motion off. So I'm not using layers right now. Actually, let's see. Will those show up as layers? No. That's too bad. Let me pause it and go ahead and reset everything into layers. Okay, I'm back. Got the layers up. But I wanted to fix some things first. So coming over to our stretch, making sure that's turned on. Coming over to our softness on our IK. Go ahead and set that to 1. Might be a little too much, but we'll see. And then I just want to make sure that this isn't doing any like crazy movement. That's okay. I won't want to use these values anyway. So let's go ahead and get rid of that animation on the toes. And then we're going to just look at it, see what's going on. Looks fine from both views. So next thing that we want to do, come here to this one, and then we'll move this out of the way so I don't see it. Now it looks like a nice clean workspace. Okay, so next thing that we'll do is we'll paste in our poses that we had. So we've got our poses, we have our walk start, select controls on our idle pose, paste that, then select controls on our walk start, paste that, then we'll come back over here and get rid of that root motion move. And then what we'll do is we'll take our root motion. So we just need this right here. So that's our Y translation on our body control offset. I just like to paste it on our global when I do walks. So we're going to add a new layer, call it root, go back to global, paste a key, and then we'll, oops, I don't think I copied that from up here. So copy, go back to our root layer, then we'll paste that. And we should be getting double the movement. And then we'll come back here and get rid of that translation. Okay, what layer am I on? There we are. That's weird. That's not setting that back to 0. We are on our base layer. We're grabbing that controller. We're coming to our curves. We see our curve value. It says it's at 0 right now, which is not true. Let's turn these off. Nope, it's still messed up. I mean, that's fine. I don't need a key on every frame. Just go ahead and delete those. Okay. Get root motion. Okay, that's the same. It's weird that it's kind of being funky right now. Okay. So let's go back to a new layer, actually. And this is where we'll actually make our changes. That's weird. Select objects. Okay. I shouldn't be seeing any animation there. That's kind of odd. Whoops. I don't know. That's what I should be seeing is nothing. Select objects. But then it's showing me stuff. Let's delete this layer. Select all these objects. Create a new layer. Okay, that's what I would expect. But if I select objects, yeah, that's weird. Huh. I'm not sure why it's showing me curves from things that shouldn't be shown. Okay, so there's two things I think about with the start animation. Now let's get started. Is that like we're going to just do some additive changes here. We're gonna like dip down really far. Bring this back up to 0 here. Just so I can see these changes. So like we're really gonna like push forward. So let's say around, I'll say frame 20, like we're kind of resetting. We'll kind of overshoot here up a little, and then just down a little bit here too. Might want to overshoot here. Come down, move this over. Yes, I know this doesn't look good. We're just getting started, man. So we start moving frame 4. So we want kind of a dip down before we start moving. Then we'll push up harder. Then let's just show the Z curve there. Then we'll hit a little harder than usual. Maybe come up a little slower. Okay, that's good. Better, anyway. Let's see. Want this to smoothen a little bit more. Something like that, I suppose. There we go. So now we have like this main action on our hips. So let's say we're going to just play around with this. So we're stepping with our right foot first. Let's go to here. Get these, okay, let's set a key there. So we're going to kind of anticipate to our right. Whoops. I think we want to anticipate this way because our right foot's stepping first. Then we want like a bigger swing here, like that. So I'm just going to get rid of that key there. So we're still kind of this way, pushing into it more and kind of like hunkering down a little bit. So I'm going to probably just like overshoot this and make it look like it has no business in this video game because it's ugly. Okay. So yeah, I like the idea. So we're going to swing harder here to like get that push off. So push. Then we'll just be down a little bit more and push a little bit more there too. Kind of like we're coming out of this sort of hunkering down. Just like I said, over exaggerating that. So if we just take out some of this move, first let's set some keys here. Set a key here. Let's say here. We'll say 9 and 12. Then all the rest of these keys are probably fine. We are on our walk start, so we're good to save. Okay. So she's kind of throwing herself a little too hard. Let's go back to just isolating our Z, rotational curve. Maybe just come up like that. This might be too far down. Let's scale this up a little bit. Not those two. So just hit Control T, and that'll bring up the transform, and Q gets you back to regular key manipulation. Let's look at our X. X is our bending over. Our Y is doing something a little bit too aggressive there. I think that's okay. Like if we're not getting it quite right now. I think probably what we want to do is like shift our weight over to a little bit. and we come maybe just overshoot that a little bit too much there. And then we get back to normal. So just trying to do as much as I can with the cog now. I think what would really help actually make this feel great is like if we grounded these. So what I'm going to do is create a couple helpers here. We want basic shape. Shapes, there it is, cube. Come over to our outliner. And we're gonna, whoops. What we're gonna do is call this cube left. We're going to, I think we can do this beforehand. Details, scale it down to 0.2. Then we'll duplicate it and call that cube right. Then we'll add them to the sequencer. We'll bring up our snapper. We'll select our child, which is going to be our cube left. We'll select our parent, which is going to be our foot controller, our left foot IK controller. We're going to snap position and rotation, and we're only going to do it for one frame. So 0 and 0, and we'll snap. So that gets that one there, and then we'll snap our right foot to right there. So we'll say right foot, child, IK right foot. We'll change our key positions and then snap. So that's our first step and our planted foot during our first step. So what I want to do here now is make these make these two smaller. These, are we keying these? I don't think so. 1, 1, 0.1. Hopefully that didn't key it. Okay, good. Now I can grab my controller. Just want to keep that foot locked down up until maybe about right frame 7. So we'll say frame 7, frame 0. We'll do our foot, and then we're going to foot controller, IK controller, and we're going to set that to our cube. And next thing I'll do is go ahead and set a new layer. Call it foot lock. And come back to our snapper. Make sure we're on that layer. Okay. And snapper animation. Keys only, all frames. Snap. There we go. So we've got our animation snapped there. Our controller snapped. So you see how that foot is pinned to the ground now. So that foot's coming backwards, and we don't want that foot to come backwards. So from 7 on, we'll fix it on the, come here and come to the original layer right there. From frame 7 on, mean, I guess I could have just come here and put those keys away, but yeah, this guess I couldn't have done that because the global controller is moving, so we needed to counter animate that and snap it into position. Let's see, where are we? We're about, I'm using this grid here, 1, 2, 3.5 for this toe position. So that's basically going to be my eyeball point here. We won't need this to come up as far. So we'll delete all this stuff between 7 and 13 where we're making our adjustment. In fact, here we are. Animate that backward. Take this controller, move it, rotate it. That way we get some bend in the foot. So I think what we'll do here, so we want probably that one. So we'll just delete these two. And just eyeball it. So we're moving forward slightly there. So what we'll probably do is come back to this other layer and lock it down for more frames. Layer, this one. And we'll lock it down until, what was that, frame 13? So let's see here. Here, oops. Had the right actor, child actor. Say 0 to 13. And we'll snap that. Okay, so now it's not moving at all. So the only thing that we should be seeing is this rotation from that first object. Come back to our layers, go to base, select our toe and our ball of foot controls. It's interesting that that is moving because I thought I had that snapping to frame 13 and I do. Foot lock 13. It's interesting. If I say 14, I mean, it seems kind of silly. That's weird. Okay, so 13's locked down now. And sorry, I had to sneeze there. So I just muted myself. And then we want to animate this foot coming out of this position here. So we'll move it there. That's probably a little bit too much. By the time we get to that frame, I suppose we would have reset the toe, and there's a big gap there. Trying to select these controllers. There we are. So we can probably push this a little further. And then bring that foot back here. So we'll do it here. Notice all this counter animating. I think that's okay. It's okay for now. Looking how that left foot is locking down. So we'll need to lock it down again after we step right there. So we'll want, just so I don't have to keep moving these guys, I'll duplicate this one and we'll say that that's number 2. I'll snap it to this position here. The left foot. There we are. We'll go to that as our child. Let's go ahead and fix this rotation here. First, we want that layer. We want to zero out that. Place that foot on the ground. Okay, so that's going to be our locks position. Come back to our snapping. Got L2 to our foot controller on frame 22. And snap. So when our foot hits, we'll have it right there. I think we can move it forward just a little bit. It's interesting that the cube isn't wanting to come along for the ride. Does now, but not when I have both selected. I'm in world. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's just move our foot to where it wants to be, so it doesn't slide back so much. So if we say right there, so just keep my eye there. That's good enough. Whoops. So we'll come back here and we'll snap again. Then we'll come back to our other layer, our foot lock layer. Once our foot hits the ground there on 22, we'll snap it until like, let's say 26 for now. So we'll reset our children, our parent, and make sure we're on the correct layer. Snap our keys. Then we'll fix this here, back on the original layer. Actually, probably just delete these two here. Move this a little bit more forward. We don't want to overshoot that heel position though that we've already set up. That's good. It's a little too soft. So we're definitely overshooting that heel position now. Actually, what I could probably do, we hit here on 19. Just start snapping from frame 20 on. Get rid of this one. That one's confusing me. Maybe take out some of that rotation there. Okay, then we can snap it sooner. Go back to our other layer. Let's snap from frame 20 on. It's a little better. Set a key there. Go back to our original layer. Just bring it up just a little bit. Oops. Just move that over just a tiny bit. Okay. It's not perfect, but we've got like the basics there that we can see for a walk. We've got our foot planted. We didn't plant our right foot, but what we can do now is export this out into the game. So it's going to be almost that name. We'll name it here, this layer, rename this one. So we know what our real working layer is. So copy that name, make our animation sequence, anims, locomotion, unarmed starts, and then we'll paste that. Then we'll go give it a look. I know I need to turn our root motion settings the way we want them. Then we can save it and play. Show that we're walking. Are we walking? Walking. Okay. Okay, that happened really fast. Let me make this screen a little smaller. Definitely start sliding right away. So I'm gonna have to look into that. Let's see if the capsule's moving. Maybe player. Let's get our capsule. We want to be visible in game. We're gonna go slow-mo 0.1. We're just gonna visibly watch this capsule position. So it is moving. It would help if we were walking. There we are. Okay, character is stopped. Yeah, starts moving right away. So definitely not accounting for that in the animation. I would have anticipated that the distance matching should pick that up. Just got a few things to look at. So are we playing the walk start? We should be. Whoops. couple fast clicks. Okay, this is the one we want to be watching. What alts? Let's drop this down so we can see both screens. Okay, definitely playing that walk. Um, I don't think there's anything to watch here. There's no value that's being piped in directly. It's all playing through these functions. Okay, so we've got our sequence evaluator here. And we're saying, what is the distance traveled? So that's the value I want to watch. Let's copy that. Go to the event graph somewhere. There's probably, okay, call this distance traveled here. Pull this into our print string and pipe that off. So now we'll at least print that. We can see how far we've traveled. We'll slow-mo that. I keep forgetting to actually activate walk. See how long we're in that animation too. That might, the first thing I'm thinking about is like that foot needs to slide backwards to counter the root. But I would anticipate that that shouldn't be the case. Is it blend time? There's a lot of things I want to think about here. Is it blend time? Set that one to 0. And then this one's 0.15. I'll just set that one to 0 too. I just want to see. Nope, still sliding forward. You can definitely tell that distance matching is playing. This was 0.15. This was 0.2. And the reason why I say I can tell distance matching is playing is because I can feel like this play rate. Piping up. So if I say like 2 to 5 here and compile, like it'll never play it at a play rate of 1. It's like it'll always play a little faster. So maybe, so let me undo that. No undo history. think it was 0.75, 1.25. We'll say movement speed, movement state. Get that. We'll see, select. We'll pipe that in here. Then we wanted 0.75. Hold on a second. Let me stop playing. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to promote that to a variable. I'm going to make it an array. Oops. Now I'll make it an array. I think. Oh my gosh. Just waiting for it to search every blueprint. So I'll just have one variable that'll hold all these values. So I want to check that. I think check it as in it'll make it easier to work with. Search is incomplete. Okay. I'll just dismiss this. Everything should play as anticipated. Okay. We have our different indexes here. We want 0.75, 1.25. Oh. Let me see here. I'm getting lost in which one I actually need right now. I don't need you to search it. Huh. Okay, that is not doing what I wanted to do. Okay, key value by index. That's not really what I want. That seems kind of silly. I would have to write in the index number there, then pipe it into here. I might as well just type them. Okay, let me get rid of this. Thank you for my thought experiment. Sure, there's a quick way to do that. Making a struct, but 0.75, 1.25. So copy that value to everything except for the walk. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to say 1 to 3 here for the walk, depending on how fast the game needs to like speed up this animation. I might learn my lesson. So it's a little better. So I think that 0.75 speed was just slowing it down. I'm feeling a little bit of that dip down and that tilting forward. So this is one of the reasons why like you only want to go so far on an animation before you test it in the game because your system's not might not play it very well. So I'm going to drop that speed down from 1 to 2 and see if that makes a difference. Aha, I set it to walk. That does make a difference. So I can feel it sliding a little bit. So it just needs to play faster. So what I'm really looking at is that left foot, trying to see if it slides at all. I think it looks okay. Some jerkiness in that stop, but we don't have a proper stop yet. Okay, let's go back to our graph and just see how this is moving around. Got our move start. We're in move. Then we go to stop. Move start to stop. Looks kind of funky. It's getting out of that really fast. It's probably because stopping is kind of abrupt. It's not just like finishing that animation out, I guess. We'll worry about that one later. We're on starts today. Are we on stops or starts? Starts. Okay. Okay, that's where we'll leave it. We've got our first check in on our animation in game. We changed some of the distance match settings to play that a little bit better. Guess I could just show just really quick that distance travel. Like I said, I got this system from Lyra, so it's been a while since I've been working on this project. So let's come back here, type in set distance travel, then we can look at how we're setting that. So we're setting the world location last, then we're getting our current actor location, subtracting that from our set world location, changing that into a vector length for our x and y values, and then that is the distance traveled. I believe in Lyra it was called displacement since last update because that makes sense. Okay, we'll go back to our animation and we'll play that. So what I'm really trying to say is look for in that animation when it plays in game is that left foot is locking down. It feels pretty good. There's a little bit of a slide forward. So one more change here. We said, let's try 2.25. Compile. Yeah, it's still jerking forward a little bit. So I know 3 looks like it worked, but it looks like it was just playing a little too fast. So trying 2.5. Okay, that one looks good. So being an animator in games is not just about creating that animation. It's about making sure that that animation functions and plays the way that it should in the engine, so that the players have a nice experience. Did I just see that foot slide a little bit? So yeah, let's just bump it up to 3 and leave it there for now. $2.75. I swear, it'll be the last time I change it. I'm confident in this number. So quite often too, you'd be working with whoops, tech animator, animation programmer, or something. And they'd help you figure out how to set this up properly. Okay, I think that feels good to me. That's good enough. I don't think we need to mess with that number anymore. Yeah, there is. I do want to mess with it because there's like that little slowdown right there. You can feel that when we go to move, start to move. What's this transition? 0.65. Let's set a new transition. Let's say movement state. Get movement state is equal to walk. So we'll only use this if our movement state is equal to walk. And we'll say linear 0.2 and just see what that looks like. Oops, which one was it? This one? So that's the automatic transition. This one should have played. Oh, whoops. I put it in the wrong spot. There we go. Now it's in our new transition. Oh, yep. Yep. Okay. Compile. That's better. But it's like moving right away. It's basically saying, hey, you're in that state. Let's take you out of it. So let's increase that blend time, but lower than the other one. I just want to see if that's how we should be handling it. No, we're just blending more. Next thing I want to try. So this will be an and here now. And bool. Move that one down. Let's check the length of this animation. Walk starts. Basically want to get into the walk. So let's say that's what, 56%? Let's say after 68%, 65%. We are saying gets time remaining. Which one? Let's try this one. Get relevant anim time remaining in the move start. Greater than 65%. This needs to be a fraction, I think. Get relevant fraction, anim time remaining fraction. Move start. Now it should play that animation a little longer before it starts blending out. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and try to tinker with it. Okay, I was just using the wrong math equation. So instead of greater than, we want the animation to play through up until this point, just about right here. And then when it's less than, say, the remaining time, so that would be 0.35 at this point. So whenever you've crossed this threshold and now you're less than that, then it has an opportunity to transition to the next animation state. So then we want to mess with our blend time here. Let's say 0.25. Compile. So we'll see the state stay in the move start state longer before it transitions. Still get some funky move time. Let's try inertialization blend. This may not be great in all circumstances, but we'll see. Still kind of weird. I think, okay, is it taking too long? Too short? Let's say 0.1 pile. So it looks like there's some sort of drag there on that foot. Let's take that back to a standard blend. So that's 0.1. Let's take it up to 1. So like two pretty extreme values from each other. They more or less feel the same. That's interesting. I am curious about a 0 now. Same. It's it's so interesting that that is like doing nothing. If I change say the functionality here from a 2.7 to like a 6, so changing how high that animation, how quickly that animation can play. No, that didn't do anything. It's good to know that it didn't actually modify much anything at all visually for how fast that animation is actually playing. There's just that little slowdown that I want to get rid of. I'll leave that at 6. What the heck? So we have 0. So I'll just set that back to 0.2 because it doesn't seem to be doing anything anyway. Set this to fast feet. That's a blend profile to where it sets the blend of the feet a little bit faster. I don't really think I'm seeing any difference there. Whoops, clear that. Compile. Let's stop playing. Set to walk. Just wanted to make sure. Oh, didn't even know that I changed that. So compile. Play again. Nope, that did not change anything. Let's bump this down to 1. Nope. It's using that first blend. It's using this one. Not this one. Why? Okay, gonna record now. Rewind debugger, help me. There it is. So we'll play in our selected viewport, bring this down. It's using that first one. That priority didn't change. There's an automatic time there, an automatic roll. Just for now, I'm going to say movement state not equal to walk. And so we'll say also crossfade duration. How do we want to play this? It's relevant And time remaining. Nope. Get relevant. And time remaining fraction. Say is less than our crossfade duration. And bool. That's here. That's here. Okay, so you're not walking. And your time remaining fraction is less than your crossfade duration, which is this duration right here. What does this say? Transition crossfade sharing. Okay. So yeah, we should be forced into this movement state now. Yeah. Okay. That's what I would expect with a 0.1 and inertialization, let's say 0.25. Standard blend. Compiling. Okay. Let's try 0.1 again because I want to see that with the standard blend. And compile. I think that's why that other blend time was so high. So it was 0.65. So let's do that just so like we could see it. And it's a linear too. Hmm. So before it was a crossfade duration based off basically like the total length of the animation. So if I say like 0.05, that's interesting. 0.25. That's better. Basically, I'm setting the animation to play until it's only 0.5, 0.05 away from the end. So that's 1.58. So it'd be 1.53 there. And then I'm saying blend out at a crossfade of 0.25. Okay, just trying to watch those feet. Let's actually watch them here because I can look at them a little differently. Yeah, so having that animation finish basically is important. Let's try 0.1. So 0.25 is the result that we kind of liked. Yeah, 0.1. Just keeping an eyeball on those feet and then watching when we transition. So just move this over. Okay. I think that will do it. And we kind of went stream of consciousness there for a little bit. Um, but if you're able to stick with it, you can see the results. So cool. I'm just going to end it. Happy animating out there. Hopefully you're enjoying that journey. All right. See you in the next one.